Hello and welcome to the Soapery. Today we're learning how to make body lotion bars. Now we sell two of these in our shop, but they are the same recipe. We've got the very soft beetroot body lotion bar, and we've got the Christmas version, which is essentially just a silver one that smells like different. First of all, you will need to download the recipe from our website, and then you'll need to gather your bits and bobs. You need a big old pan, doesn't really matter, getting covered in skincare, an old spoon, and some moulds. So the moulds I use are some specific heart-shaped ones that I get from Italy, or some star-shaped ones. Again, they come from a company in Italy called Silicone Art, but you don't have to do that. You can use something like, I think it's Dunelm or somewhere, or Wilco's do these silicone muffin trays, which are really useful. And they're a good size for a body lotion bar, I think. Or anything like that, really. Paper cups, as long as you don't mind losing the paper cup afterwards. Or if you're trying to recycle some old plastic cups, anything like that will do the job. Okay, and this recipe makes about 4 bars. I've scaled it up. I'm going to do double, so that should make about 8. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to need our beeswax. Now, if you're making a yellowy one, you can use a natural yellow beeswax from your local honey supplier. It is just filtered, so it's the colour it should be. If you're making something like the silver one, or if, like me, you've run out of silver, you know what's left, you could do gold one, then you might want to use the bleached beeswax. Either's fine. So pop that in and put the heat on low. I'm going to put this on really low. There we go. Then you're going to need coconut oil. Now, a word about coconut oil. Coconut oil is readily available in the supermarkets, and everyone's gone a bit crazy about it. Rightly so, it's really good for your hair. 2 things. Firstly, never put it on your face. I know people want to put it on their face, they like to put it on their face, but it's really dry. So this bar is for your body, not your face, because it has coconut oil in it. Secondly, there are 2 slightly different types of coconut oil. There's the one you get in the shop that melts at a really low temperature. I think it's about 70-something Fahrenheit, which is less than body temperature. And then you've got this one that melts at body temperature, which is a much better way. And you can get that from Google it, you can get it from any of the cosmetic suppliers online that will sell you. It's like a more sort of solid, less see-through coconut oil. It still melts, as you can see, but I'll just show you there. It's a nicer colour. There we go. So that goes in, coconut oil, and that will melt fairly quickly. Then all we've got now is the butters. So we've got the nice smelling butter, the cocoa butter, that smells like chocolate. And then we've got shea butter. I still think it smells like cow urine. Tell me what you think. Shea butter, shea butter. Smells nasty butter. And that is it. 4 ingredients. So we've got beeswax, coconut oil, cocoa butter, and shea butter. That is it for this recipe. All we need to add afterwards, after we've melted everything, is some colour and some smell. But we'll do that in a minute. So all you have to do now is leave that on the low heat and watch it melt. Right, as you can see, the beeswax is nearly melted, so we're just going to leave that there for a second while we prepare the next bit. We're going to take the pan off the heat, so it's always a good idea to have something you can pop that on because it's going to be really hot. Also, any sort of chopping board, it doesn't have to be massive though, is a good place to put your silicone mould because they're wobbly. So once you put hot liquid in them, you don't want to be lifting them up because they'll go everywhere. So just to keep them sturdy in case you do have to move them or whatever happens, pop your moulds on a tray. And then if you need to move them, you've got that stability underneath. Okay, so if we have a look here, that is almost melted. Switch it off because it's getting really hot now. Right, so the next bit you might want to use a stick blender for, especially if you're putting mica in because it can mix it up a little bit quicker. But we're just going to use beetroot powder, which, as you've seen, however much you mix it, it sits on the bottom of the mould, so it gives you that colour on the top of your. So it sits on the bottom, and then you put it out. And then it gives you that colour on the top of your bar, which is quite pretty. You could use beetroot powder, you could use cranberry powder, you could use matcha, which is a lovely green colour, spirulina if you like dark green, all sorts of things, foodie type things, even hemp powder if you're a big fan of hemp, although it's not a pretty colour. Anything like that you could pop a teaspoon in, or whatever it says on the recipe, that amount. And it's the same amount for whatever. This is the same amount as it is the beetroot powder, but mica mixes a lot better and stays a lot better mixed than beetroot does. Okay, so here's our pan. And take it off the heat. See if we can get that on the camera. There we go. Right. Now, we want to add the beetroot first, whilst it's still quite warm. Okay. I think you can see that in there. Move a bit closer. There we go. Tra-la-la. There. Give it a mix. It's quite deceptive because beetroot tricks you into thinking it has mixed in. It separates again. So you could just use a spoon, you could give it a zizz. Either's fine. If you do give it a zizz, be careful because you've got very, very hot oils there and you don't want to splash them. So make sure that you keep your bottom bit right down into your hot oils. Otherwise, if you have that bit, you see the bit with holes, if you have that bit above the top level of your oils, it will splash everywhere and you will get burnt. Don't do it. So, next some smell. It's really sunny right now and I can't, there's so many beautiful essential oils and fragrance oils in the Savory kitchen next door, but I just came out with pina colada because it's really hot. I want one. I want a pina colada. So whatever amount it says on your recipe sheet, pop that in. There we go. And the gentlest of stirs. Okay. Doesn't want to mix. Doesn't want to mix. Right now, oh, it smells amazing. It smells like I'm on a beach. Okay, so pour that into a jug because that's easy to pour then. Run all of it in. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. So now, gently, do not spill. We're going to pour some very hot oils into your mould. And my table's now gone wonky. so I can't knock it. Okay. I don't know how many I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get 8. So that should just be 1 mould. Oops, I've got spillage. Don't overfill your moulds, they'll spill. So that will come out starting off looking really beetrooty. Or if you've mixed in the mica, really silver or gold or whatever colour you've gone with, and you'll just get tiny bits of silver or gold mica floating on the top, which is always pretty. Oh look, one extra bit. So that one. That one's kind of sludgy. Yeah. When you haven't made quite a full one and it's got too much beetroot in, that's the one you keep for yourself. And then you give the other ones away. Okay. So yes, the recipe does make about 4 large bars. Maybe more if you've got, like, these are smaller molds, so they're like more if you're using something a bit smaller. But you can scale it up or down accordingly. Leave them to set for, well, in this weather, forever. And then we'll give them an hour, half an hour to an hour in the freezer, but not until they have fully set. Because if you put them in before they're fully set, they don't set properly, and then they come out all crystallised and horrible. So leave them for a good few hours to set, and then put them in the freezer. And then I'll show you what to do at the end. Hi. So these have cooled down for a large amount of time, and they've been in the freezer for a short amount of time. And it's a very hot day, so we'll see how this goes. When you're using moulds like this that have got like a bit that comes over the top, they're quite hard to get off, so you have to put a bit of air in first. So if you use your fingernail, you see in there, you just create a bit of air, and then they pop straight out. And there you have it. You've got your lovely beetroot or silver or whatever body lotion bars. Now I'm off to rub all this all over my skin before I go outside in the sun again. Enjoy making them, and most importantly, enjoy using them or gifting them or selling them. Again, if you want to sell them, drop me an email quickly and I will explain the current guidelines about selling cosmetics and skincare in the UK since Brexit, because it does keep changing, so I'm not